Welcome to Onslow County Today. I'm your host, Lisa Whitman-Grice, and we have some wonderful guests to visit with us today. We'll be talking with Lisa Rayburn about their great Master Gardener program. We'll also be meeting with Nancy Seeley and Twyla Johnson, finding out about what's going on at the Onslow County Public Library, and finally a visit with Rick Perry to find out about what's going on with Onslow County Park and Recreation. We're so glad you're here to join us for this edition of Onslow County Today. Onslow County Today, and joining us now is one of our favorite friends, Lisa Rayburn from Onslow County Cooperative Extension. Lisa, welcome back.
Thank you, Lisa.
Now, it's certainly not springtime, but I've already got a little spring fever going on, and it is time to be thinking about your springtime Master Gardeners class.
Absolutely.
So we want to talk about what is Master Gardeners, when is it, how do we register for it, and then ultimately what we walk away with as a Master Gardener. So let's begin a little bit about the background. What is the Master Gardeners program?
Okay, so with Cooperative Extension, and there's a Cooperative Extension office in every county, so if somebody's seeing this and they're maybe not in Onslow County, search out your local Cooperative Extension office. But what our goal with Cooperative Extension is to share research-based information with our community that's specific to our county. And so that's why it's a little bit different across the state, because every county has different growing seasons, different pest pressures, different things that grow well or don't grow so well in our area. And what the Master Gardener volunteers help us do is reach out to the community. So anybody with a home lawn, garden, tree, shrub, vegetable plant question could call our office looking for information. They want something that's based on science, that's not necessarily based on hearsay on the internet, and so they're going to come to us. And you can imagine that it's really hard for me to answer every question throughout the county because there are just so many people that could call in. So the Master Gardener Volunteer Program was started to help horticulture agents share that information throughout their area. And we have a great and very dedicated group of volunteers here in Onslow County, and they help us with all sorts of projects.
Now, your Master Gardeners, you're not born a Master Gardener. You might have that green thumb, you might have a little bit of heredity going on, but you really need to go through this workshop to really be a Master Gardener.
Right. So the Master Gardener Volunteer Program actually starts out with a really intensive training program. And I tell people you don't have to be the best gardener out there. A lot of people come into the program because they want to learn more to be a better gardener in their own home. And you're going to learn a lot about a lot of different topics. We cover everything from lawns, trees and shrubs, vegetable gardens, how to grow fruit, a little introduction into home landscaping, how to identify pests and diseases, how to use pesticides, how to choose them appropriately and use them safely, to how to deal with wildlife problems. So we really run the entire gamut in our training program. And then as people continue to volunteer, they learn more. So I always tell people, we don't expect you to come out of the program being an expert, but what our goal with the program is to teach you where the resources are, how to find the answers, and then when you have a question, whether it's in your own garden or with a client that walks in the door who has a question about their garden, you know where to find the answers and how to troubleshoot those problems. And a lot of my Master Gardeners tell me over and over again, they say, it's not what I learned in the class, but it's what I learn after the class, putting my knowledge to work in my community, that's really made me a better gardener.
So the workshop is the foundation that you're going to build upon throughout your gardening life.
Right.
So if I'm wanting to get involved with the Master Gardener program, you offer a workshop. You offer this, it's several weeks, and so you are beginning right now registration for your spring 2016 class.
Right.
And registration opens, and it's open until when this month?
So we're taking applications until February 19th.
Okay.
The class starts on March the 7th.
Okay.
And the reason we close our applications is because we have to get our Master Gardener manuals ordered and delivered to the office so that they're there for when class starts, and it takes us a couple of weeks to get those manuals in. The class runs from March 7th through May 11th.
Very good.
And so it is a 2-month program. We meet twice a week. We meet Monday and Wednesday mornings from 9 until noon.
Okay.
And then we have a couple of field trips as well. And that's really our crash course into horticulture. What can you learn? And we learn, as I said, a little bit about a wide range of topics during that training. Now, what it takes to truly be a Master Gardener volunteer, to be a certified Master Gardener volunteer, is to go through the class, and then it's a program intended to train volunteers. And so at the end of the class, Master Gardener volunteers commit to volunteering 40 hours in their first year, and that's when they reach their certified status, and then 20 hours in subsequent years to maintain their active status with the program.
Now, as you're taking registration, we want to find out the fee that's involved, and then how many registrants will you actually accept?
Right. So the cost for the class is $100. That covers the printing cost of the book. I actually pay a fee for each volunteer that I train, so it covers that cost as well, and it covers everything that we do within the class. All of the handouts, travel, that sort of thing. So it's $100 for the course. We will take applicants, but we only have room for 25 people in the class, and that's just because of the space, and when we do field trips, the logistics of getting people out and around.
Okay, so we're taking registration now, taking it up to February 19th. It's going to be 2 days a week, Mondays and Wednesdays from, you said 9 until 12?
Yep.
And then it's $100. You'll take 25 students, 25 registrants, and then it's a 2-month class, but then it continues beyond that for volunteer service, 40 hours this year, and then 20 hours subsequent years. Now, one of the things that your volunteers do, I know, is help run, as you said, there's only one of you, and there are a lot of gardeners out there in Onslow County. They help run your plant clinic. Give folks a little insight into what's going on in that busy beehive of place.
Right. So the Master Gardeners are involved in a variety of different projects. And so when they first come out of the program, we ask them to volunteer a little bit in each of the areas. And then most people will kind of pick an area that they gravitate towards that's their favorite, and we like them to find that spot that's their comfort zone. The plant clinic is one of the most important things that we do, because as people come in, they're looking for information. So maybe that information is, what's a good fruit to plant in this county? Can I grow an apple tree and grow it without spraying anything here? And the answer to that's no. Not very well. And so they're coming in looking for information, and the Master Gardeners in the Plant Clinic help them find that information. So when Master Gardeners come out of the class as newly minted interns, they're paired up with a mentor Master Gardener who helps lead them through that process of troubleshooting people's questions in the Plant Clinic.
Excellent.
We also do an Ask a Master Gardener booth at the farmers market on Saturdays. So for someone who a Saturday volunteer slot would be a better fit for their schedule, they can fall in with our group there at the farmers market. We also have a variety of other projects that we're involved in. Master Gardeners help us give community classes. We do a whole range of classes for the community. So maybe somebody wants to learn more, they want to be a better gardener, but they don't have time for the volunteer commitment, then one of our community classes would be a great fit for them. And then the Master Gardeners help us with our Discovery Gardens.
Now, I have to tell you that every time I drive by, every time I'm over at your office, it seems like something new is going on. I mean, to say that that Discovery Garden is growing is an understatement. You all are busy. I mean, it's a year-round endeavor, but you're doing something all the time, seasonally changing, adding. Give us kind of an update about what's going on, because as people are driving by your center on 258 and 24, they must be imagining what is going on.
Right, and so the Discovery Garden is located there behind the Extension office, next to the Saturday Farmers Market location. And when it's complete, it's going to be a 4-acre teaching garden.
Oh my gosh.
And it'll also serve as a space for the community to just come, enjoy being outside, maybe have an event like a wedding at some point down the road. And this Discovery Garden was really an outgrowth of the Master Gardener volunteers. They said, you know, we do all this programming, and we really want to see there be a beautiful garden space here in the county that people can come out and enjoy. And so that's what we're creating back there, and people can really look forward to seeing a lot of progress this year. We have a bid package together to go ahead and put in the rest of the trail system, an ornamental pond, and 2 building structures on the site. So that should happen this summer, which means that next fall the Master Gardeners will be busy planting. There are 96 trees on the planting
Oh, my
plan.
lands.
And that's before we get into the shrubs and the flowering plants. We also have a raised bed vegetable garden out there, so in February we'll also be offering a class on Monday evenings on if you want to grow more vegetables and fruits for your family. We'll have those classes out there, and we'll have a variety of different garden areas, so people can go out and say, you know, my home is sunny and I have sandy soil, so let me look at the part of the garden that is sunny, that has sandy soil, and see what sort of ideas or inspirations that I might take home with me. Or somebody else might come in, get a recommendation for a certain type of plant from the Master Gardeners in the plant clinic, and then the Master Gardener can actually lead them out to the garden and show them that plant growing in real life out there in the garden.
I like what you said. The Discovery Garden will really be an inspiration garden for each of us to walk out and see what is possible in my own backyard.
Absolutely. Our goal with the Discovery Garden was to say, you know, we're giving people this information, we're telling them you can do this, but we want them to be able to go out and actually see what they can do, connect with it on the ground, and get inspired for things that they can take home and apply in their homes, in their landscapes, in their gardens.
Well, Lisa, this is all exciting. Again, I think we've already got a little spring fever. I think that hits sometime after the holidays pretty quickly for most of us. So thank you for bringing that inspiration this morning and the information about Master Gardeners. Of course, we want to leave everybody with your main telephone number. We've got it on the screen, as well as your email address for people who are interested in more information. But give us just your main telephone line at Cooperative Extension so that they can find out more.
Right, so if people want to know more, they can call us at 910-455-5873, or they can stop by the Extension office at 4024 Richlands Highway, pick up an application, speak to one of the Master Gardeners. Master Gardeners are currently in the office on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays right now. Those are our off-season hours. And come check us out, see what we do, and if you're somebody that loves to garden and really wants to give back to your community, come join us.
All right, very good. And Lisa, thank you so much. We look forward to talking with you a little bit later on in the spring and see how things are blooming.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now are our friends from the Onslow County Public Library. We have Twyla Johnson and Nancy Seeley, and welcome to you both for coming here to share with us about what's going on at the library this season.
Thank you for having us. Thank you, Lisa.
Now, you know, we've kind of been in the doldrums of winter.
Oh, yes.
You know, after that post-holiday.
Yeah. Yes.
And nothing makes me feel better than a great book and imagining that I'm somewhere else.
Yes.
And you all give that gift to your patrons every single day. Yes. And we're here today to really talk about both youth programming and adult programming and and teen programming and how you're providing that gift to them. And so we want to kick off with your Let's Talk About It series, which I know is a long-standing tradition at the Onslow County Public Library. Twyla, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, our Let's Talk About It book series is a series that's funded by the North Carolina Humanities Council as well as the Friends of the Library. It's a 5-part series that the theme is surrounded about not just for children. And we're focusing on children's literature, such as Charlotte's Web. And it's a 5-part series that's free to the public. Registration is required by March 9th.
Okay.
And the first event will be on March 23rd at 6:30 p.m.
Now this, you say it's not just for children, but in fact, the Let's Talk About It series is aimed at your adult readers.
Yes, it is. And the reason why we say not just for children, because although it's children's literature, there are some hidden meanings within the literature. So they're children's books, but they're not just for children. I think even adults will enjoy reading this literature.
I don't know of a single person who does not love the story and, as you say, that meaning behind Charlotte's Web, for example.
Yes, yes. One of my classic favorites, yes.
I just always think, some pig, you know, when she leaves the messages.
Yes.
And who doesn't want to wake up every day to that inspiring message, you know,
Yes.
and see, fantastic, some pig, terrific.
Exactly.
So that is a wonderful series. And again, you said it's free,
Yes.
and folks just need to contact the library to register.
Yes, by March 9th. Please call in to register so you can get your free book and also get your name on the list. One other thing to mention is that there will be continuing education credits available for those who attend all 5 parts of the series.
Excellent.
Yes.
And this is taught at the main branch. This is offered at the main branch in Jacksonville.
Yes, and as well, this series is taught by professors. So it will be a different professor each week, but that is how you will get the continuing education credits.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Now, to go on to another series that we all love, and that is the American Girl series.
Oh, yes.
And Nancy, we have our annual American Girl program coming up for March and Women's History Month.
Yes,
And
yes.
tell us a little bit about what we'll be doing.
Well, this year we're going to be celebrating Josephina, which is one of our American girls, and this is my first year,
Okay.
so I'm really excited about it.
Well, I have to tell you that we partner on this with the Onslow County Museum, and we'll be at the main branch. We've got actually added a day. We'll be at the main branch on the 12th and the 13th,
Yes,
and then we'll be in Richlands on the 12th,
yes,
and then Sneads Ferry and Swansboro on the 19th.
yes,
Oh, good. Now I know where I'm supposed to be.
yes.
Now, the really cool thing, though, about American Girls that I know that has been shared with me through all the years that we've done this together is the connection that the participants really have with these characters. Share a little bit about that, Nancy.
Well, just to see all these girls come out and the love that they have for these dolls and what these dolls teach them. They're not just dolls, you know, and I love the fact that the history that it teaches them. And they love it. They're learning something at the same time, and they don't even know it. So I love the American Girls.
Well, Josefina is going to be a really interesting character. We've not focused on her in quite a few years, and she is set in the early 19th century in New Mexico. So I'm excited to read the books as we're preparing for the program. We also have a very special volunteer at Main Branch, and she has for years come as a younger girl, and she now comes back as a volunteer.
Yes, that would be Samantha. Yes, yes, and Samantha always, she amazed me because she always dressed as that American girl, and she just loves doing it.
Sam has an entire American Girl city, is
Yes,
my
she do.
understanding.
Yes.
And so she is a real inspiration for the little girls who come to the program, and we'll do a variety of crafts and we'll learn some music. It's really immersing ourselves in the story of Josefina and her life in what will become eventually the state of New Mexico. So I'm excited to be part of that.
I'm excited too, and what I love about it is that they're learning something, a different culture, you know, and that's what I always look forward to doing the American Girls. Even though I'm new to it, is the fact that it's always something different.
Always something. Always something.
And how brave they are. So I love it.
All right. Well, we are excited to be part of it. Now, the other thing that you all have, which I think just sounds really fun and engaging, is your Full Steam Ahead program. And this is something entirely new to me. Tell me a little bit about Full Steam Ahead.
Well, Full Steam Ahead is a program that incorporates hands-on activities that involve science, technology, engineering, art, and math. We do it in sessions. It's a 3-week session. And Miss Nancy brought the material so we can demonstrate one of the projects that you could expect to see at a STEAM event.
So you do things with, I mean, it's kind of traditional materials and non-traditional materials.
Yes, and things that you would never imagine that you would use to create something. So it's really awesome. And the fact that these kids are creating, they're using their mind and creating, you know, all children have love for science and technology, and they just like when they go to school, you know, they're in school.
Right.
So they're learning something, but when we do Full Steam Ahead, it's more hands-on, you know, them exploring. So, yes.
And lots of, you know, I love the idea of STEM education, science and technology, engineering and mathematics. But now we've incorporated the A and the arts. So that is really awesome. I think that whenever you speak with a scientist, there is that creative, artistic bent in them. They're, that two sides of their brain are always at work. So this is going to be really cool. Now, you offer that, you said, not on a regular basis, but more quarterly. Is that how it's scheduled?
Yes, and our next session will start on March 16th.
Okay. Yes, it's Wednesdays at 2 p.m.
Okay.
And it will be the 26th, the 23rd, and the 30th of March.
Okay. So we've got Full Steam Ahead, we've got American Girl, we've got Let's Talk About It. The library is always the place to be, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And it opens doors to new worlds and new imaginings. Is there anything else that we want to talk about today that you've got?
Well, we've got Teen Tech Week coming up as well.
All right.
And that is going to be on March 6th through the 12th.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this year we're going to do a game called Tech Week Bingo.
Okay.
So we're inviting the teens to go out to their local branch and pick up a bingo card. And what Teen Tech Week does is a time for libraries to showcase to the teens the digital resources that we have available to help them with learning as well as preparing for the future. And so this year's theme is sure to be fun with the Teen Tech Bingo. And what they'll do is pick up a bingo card, and it'll revolve all around digital resources. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be on the bingo card because I'm not sure, but an example would be on the card, go to our Facebook page and like it as one of the activities. So just come on out and pick up the card. It'll be a lot of fun.
This is going to be a great spring at the public library.
Yes.
Let's Talk About It, Josefina and American Girl, Full Steam Ahead, and then Teen Tech Bingo.
Yes.
Now, with all programs at the library, we always like to emphasize that the registration fee is
Free.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then for folks who want to know more, how can they check out what's going on at the library?
Well, they can always go to our website, which is www.onslowcountync.gov/library.
Okay.
And they could also call, and the telephone number is 910-455-7350.
Well, it is always awesome to talk to you all. You have other resources as well. I know, Nancy, we can go to the website, we can
Yes.
call, but you also have other social media outlets that you use.
Yeah, you could go on our Facebook. We even have a Pinterest.
Awesome.
You know, there's so many ways that you could go, or even come in, stop by, you know, and pick one of our newsletter up just to see what's going on. We have so much going on at the library.
So, social media, website, call, or better yet, go to just one of the many branches that we have here in Onslow County in Swansboro, Sneedsville,
Yes.
Jacksonville, and Richland.
Yes.
Well, I am so pleased to have you both here and look forward to finding out. I know our next visit will most definitely be about your summer reading program.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it might be a little chilly outside today.
Yes.
Yes.
But we'll already start, planting that seed and getting ready for what's coming
Yes.
next.
That's right.
Well, thank you both for visiting with us, and we'll see you next time.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you,
you so
Lisa.
much.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Rick Perry. Rick is with Onslow County Park and Recreation, and Rick, you are encouraging us all to just get out there, have fun, get physically fit, mentally fit, and you all have got a lot going on this spring. We want to kick off our conversation with Senior Games, which is one of your biggest events that you do all every year. Tell us about it.
Onslow Senior Games is an annually offered event, partnering with several entities here in the area, but the City of Jacksonville, Onslow County Parks and Rec Department, Onslow County Senior Services, in a long-term partnership to offer Senior Games, which is for ages 50 and above, and featuring sporting events as well as civil arts events, which can include everything performing to literary arts and what we call heritage arts. And we can talk a little more in detail about what all that means if you like.
Well, absolutely. Now, I like the idea that you kind of mix it up, because you've got those folks who want to get out and run, those who are out playing tennis, or one of our favorites that we were talking about off camera was pickleball, which has really gained in momentum and interest in the community. And then you've got this idea of the silver arts, which is a completely different kind of activity. So let's talk a little bit about silver arts and then about the sporting events that are available.
Absolutely, thank you. And sometimes the name can be a misnomer when people just think of games and think just of sports, but it's really about, on a state level, trying to have something for everyone. And silver arts is about opportunities for performing artists. And every year we'll have at our Senior Games banquet, which concludes the festivities, if you will, is a chance for our performing artists to come before their peers and have an opportunity. And that's our groups from line dancers to soloists to those who play musical instruments and barbershop quartet, you name
Oh,
it. We've
yeah.
had all sorts, and even some folks go to the state and win at state level.
Super.
Some great entertainers, and we notice so many more folks in our local churches and everywhere. We encourage you to come out and join our group. And then on the other part of silver arts, the visual arts, if you're looking at painting and any of those kind of arts that are related to those type activities. And heritage arts is items like, or activities like needlework or woodworking. So many talented folks, and you'd be amazed at some of the items. And we didn't display those during the months of April and May over at Senior Services. And sometimes the public can come out and have a look at some
neat.
of the things that have been turned in or to be judged during Senior Games. And in athletics, some of that is known to most folks, but we offer everything from shuffleboard and horseshoes to a very competitive, like running 50 to 100 meters, swimming, bowling, basketball shoot, football shoot. So things that are more typical sports and things that some others may or may not have played coming up. Cornhole is a very popular activity now. That's a state-sanctioned event. Pickleball, very popular. It's kind of an indoor version of tennis, but on a shorter court. So it's like a tennis, and if you combine tennis and ping pong, and you can get some of the skills involved. But there's an active group who play and enjoy, and some of those folks play on state and national level as well. And it's part of our regularly offered athletic events.
Now, if folks want to be involved, when is the actual event?
The events run April 16th, roughly mid-April through the end of April. There are different various activities going, which we'd mention in a little bit different dates for when things are turned in if you're involved in the silver arts. And then we'll actually offer the banquet. It'll be later in May when we'll come and pass out the awards and do the performing section
Right.
as well, and have a meal in a banquet atmosphere. But the registration forms available within the next few days. But certainly probably by mid to late January, in fact. But we would have those due in by April 1st to be turned in
Okay.
at one of the three locations, either Jacksonville Commons or Onslow Pines or Onslow County Senior Services, if they can be turned in at any of those locations, and ensure folks will get registered in time to participate in this year's games.
So they really have all of February and all of March to make sure that they can get the information, get the registration complete, but it needs to be in your hands no later than April the 1st.
That's correct.
Okay, and also we've given them a little bit of advance warning so they can start training and getting ready.
That's it. We love for them to do that and actually come out to the park early on if they want a chance to borrow the equipment to practice shuffleboard or horseshoes, any of those activities, grab a basketball. We do have some folks who come by from time to time and do that. We encourage our 50-plus group to come on and do that.
Absolutely. Now you also have some real fun family programs slated. You've got a program, now not everybody, this might not be their cup of tea, but you got a program about snakes coming up in March. And then you also have another cool program called Tools of the Scientific Trade.
That's right. They're both partnerships with the Museum of Natural Resources, obviously based out of Raleigh. They'll come down with the snakes program and actually bring snakes, non-venomous, and it's an opportunity for children and adults who will participate, sometimes with the younger ones especially, to learn all about snakes.
Yes.
Some of us have a fear of snakes, many of us, myself included. Sometimes rightfully so to a degree, but at the same time we need to learn about snakes, how to properly deal with, learn about snakes, and to move away from some of those unrealistic fears and learn what their place is in the natural environment.
Exactly, because really they are so much a part of that natural setting and perform such important services, especially, for example, with pest control for our farmers.
That's
and
right.
so we want to make sure that we have a great understanding of those cool critters. And then Tools as a Scientific Trade, tell us a little bit about what's going to be going on there. They're going to be introduced again more of the kind of the STEM education idea.
That's right. And another partnership with the museum, but this is going to focus on the tools. What we're calling the program is Tools of the Scientific Trade, but it's all the different measuring tools that scientists may use. We're used to beakers or things that we might have taken in high school chemistry or something of that nature, but there's so many tools involved in measurements and in scientific processes, and it's a chance to expose the youngsters to some of that, and basically things that are based probably kindergarten through maybe 8th grade type age groups, but it's going to be for either one of these programs. You do need to pre-register.
Okay.
And there's 2 sessions offered, 2:30 and 3:30 on the given program dates, which folks can access that via the website or call our office as well.
All right. Now, of course, we have just come off of football season, and then, of course, we're all thinking, if you're from North Carolina, you love a lot of basketball, but springtime is all about baseball, and I know that you all will also have some youth baseball registration coming up.
That's right. Obviously, to stay ahead of the game, registration has to precede practices and the actual warm weather getting here. So basically, folks need to know that we'll offer baseball, softball, t-ball programming registration beginning online on March the 1st. T-ball, you need to be at least 5 before August 1st, and then their age groups up to 18 and under. So depending on getting enough folks registered for programs, that would be our goal, is to offer programming from 5 to 18. But if they can register online as of beginning March 1st, and then there's some on-site registration dates available those next 2 Saturdays after that at your local league sites, pretty much at the playing site. And again, all that detail will be available on website, or again, call us at any time if folks have more detailed questions or they don't see it on the website. That's why we're there. Be more than happy to talk to the public for any of that information.
Awesome. And finally, Rick, you all got some great news recently. I understand that you have gotten a grant for a very special project at your main site there at Onslow Pines. Tell us about your inclusive playground.
We are very excited about a new initiative. We were fortunate enough to have been awarded a $400,000 grant from Trillium Health Resources, as were several other locations around the state. And we're just very happy that funds were available and to have been awarded the grant. But it's the effort will be to build an inclusive playground, which means that everyone would have access and the ability to use the playground regardless of a particular disability, whether it be a physical disability that limits someone to a wheelchair, or a cognitive disability, or for autism, or any number of issues that someone may have. But at the same time, the playground will be built such that everyone can have fun, access equipment, or find something that meets the particular needs. And to be inclusive, it's also about having everyone be able to access it. So it's not just for a particular group, it's for everyone. We'll also build in some exercise equipment that adults can use, and hopefully it would be available for our wounded warriors, or just say there's an adult who's in a wheelchair but would like the opportunity to swing their child in a swing, just as many other people can do. So we would hope it's built in such a way, that would be the expectation, that everyone can come out and use it. And it's in the general area of our senior games or senior recreation area at the park. So we'd like some of the fitness equipment to also meet the needs of a senior population. So I think it'll be built in such a way that everyone will be proud of it and everyone will be able to make use of it.
That is fantastic news. Congratulations on that. And we look forward to welcoming you back and maybe even making a visit out to the site as it progresses. That is fantastic. Now, Rick, the last thing we want to do is remind everybody how they can reach you. So let's give them your main telephone number again. And of course, it's always on the screen. So if you can give us your main number at Onslow Pines.
We can be reached by phone at 910-347-5332.
Okay, and your website?
It's www.onslowcountync.gov/parks.
All right. And again, regardless of the season, there is a park in every community here in Onslow County, and a great way to get out and see the beauty that is this place. And so we welcome folks always to get out. Tell us one more time some of your locations. Certainly we've got Onslow Pine as the main site, and then where else can folks get out and experience Onslow County nature firsthand?
Sure. If you're on the south side of the county, there's Stump Sound Park and Sneed's Ferry. Richlands area is Richlands Steed Park, corners of Cowhorn, Franktown Road, and east or between Swansboro and Jacksonville, there's Hubert Bypass Park, and on 17 North, there's Deppy Park and Hoffman Forest. And some other locations as well. If people enjoy paddling or want to get on a paddle trail, you can access several locations. Cowhorn Creek near Steed Park in Richlands, but the most recommended is the launch areas would be at Oakhurst Nature Park, where there's an actual fiberglass launch that's designed for that, and that's a safe paddle. On Blue Creek, you wouldn't encounter many motorboats or other issues there. For a good place for a novice paddling. And then a lot of folks like to launch at Roachtown Road, and that's a little bit longer paddle. You can paddle from Roachtown down to the new boat ramp location, and then you're getting into more of an 8 or 10 mile type of trip for those who are more experienced in paddling. So there's something for everyone on paddling. As the spring rolls into summer, the beach access sites will get busier, so lots of things, and we'll probably come back and talk more about that at summer, but lots going on and lots of facilities. Parks are always there. The parks have trails. Encourage folks to get out if you just like to walk or want to find a trail and enjoy nature and a little exercise. Parks are open. We're open daily, year-round.
Well, Rick, we thank you for coming and sharing everything that you've got going on, and that invitation to get out and venture to your parks is a great way for us to kind of get over the winter blues and get out and enjoy some sunshine. So thank you so much, as always, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, as always, to our guests for joining us for Onslow County Today. Lisa Rayburn from Onslow County Cooperative Extension, Twyla Johnson and Nancy Seeley with Onslow County Public Library, and Rick Perry with Onslow County Park and Recreation. It's February, and it's time to get out and show a little love in your Onslow County today.